there. Welcome to my backyard. It's a beautiful fall day here in Pennsylvania. I want to introduce myself a little bit so you can get to know me and understand also why I'm out on my deck. My name is J. Kirsten Carrera. I go by Kirsten. My school and many people from my dancing days knew me as J. When I lived in France, it was just easier than Kirsten. Nobody could say it. So I live in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania with my husband and 2 kids. We have 8 animals, 2 dogs, 2 cats, and 4 birds. So we kind of have a love for animals. I grew up in Seattle, Washington. When I was 18, I auditioned in LA for Alvin Ailey American Dance School and was accepted into the summer program and later into the full program. So I stayed there for about a year. In the middle of my program, I auditioned for a show in Paris called the Lido de Paris, and I was hired. So I left to go work in Paris for a year, and ultimately that's where I met my husband. I brought a Frenchman home, and we've been back in the States and married for 20 years. After my job in Paris, I moved back to the States with my husband and got a job in Las Vegas. That was unfortunately shortened by an injury that ended up ending my career ultimately. I had torn several ligaments in my metatarsal, and it was just going to be too expensive and too time consuming to rehabilitate my foot to the point where I could compete with other dancers. So I decided to move back to New York and study fashion design. So I went to school and I got my degree in fashion design from the Fashion Institute of Technology in 2001. I spent the next 8 years or so in that industry working as a designer. I had a design studio that I ran from my home when I had my first child. And that lasted till about 2008 when all of our jobs began being sent overseas. My husband and I bought a franchise in 2006, and we operated that for about 3 years. It did okay, but again, the economy kind of fell apart, and that also suffered. So that and my design business ended around the same time. Shortly after that, I decided to go back to school to finish my bachelor's degree. So I attended Western Governors University from 2011 to 2013. Got my Bachelor's of Science in Marketing Management, and after that I took about a year off to figure out really what I wanted to do. I had spent a lot of time volunteering. A lot of that was with animals and children. So I ultimately decided to go back to school in a field that I could help people and also help out with bills at home. So I decided to go to school for social work. So I'm currently attending the University of New England School of Social Work, getting my master's in social work. And it was always my goal from the very beginning to integrate dance with therapy. I had worked with a teenager as a CASA. I'm also a court-appointed special advocate for kids in foster care. And what I found with this teenager was she did not want to attend therapy. She really had a hard time expressing herself verbally, and she also didn't want to have to address her past head on. She had asked to be put in a dance class or a karate class or something like that. Unfortunately, for health reasons, she was unable to do that, but it sparked my interest yet again in trying to help people who cannot express themselves verbally. So in my research class, my recent research class, I started realizing that dance therapy is an actual profession. If it wasn't for this research class, I would never have known. I had researched how dance affects the brain. I had researched how dance can have a positive effect on any population with any diagnoses. So that's when I decided, okay, this is something I have to do, which is why I'm now applying for your program at Connections. You came highly recommended by a woman I met through the American Dance Therapy Association online, and I think she actually teaches there. So I started the application process and made some videos out here on my deck. Unfortunately, I don't have access to a studio right now, so I had to do my video submissions on my deck, and there's a few little wobbles here and there because the deck is not perfectly flat, and I do have an injury in my other foot, so I did my best, and I hope you enjoy it. Thank you.
Sun in the sky, you know how I feel. Breeze drifting on by, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me. And I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. Fish in the sea, you know how I feel. River running free, you know how I feel. Blossom on the tree, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me, and I'm feeling good. Dragonfly out in the sun, you know what I mean, don't you know? Butterflies all having fun, you know what I mean. Sleep in peace when day is done, that's what I mean. Bye.